Hello and welcome to Lights,
Camera,
Convo. I'm your host, Walid Chaya, actor, director, and writer based in Los Angeles and owner of the acting school Studio for Performing Arts LA, where we help actors get started online and in Los Angeles. And I'm here on our podcast with my bestie, Kavita Raj.
Hey, I'm
Bestie.
Kavita. Hi, bestie. I'm Kavita Raj, a music mama to Ria Raj and Lara Raj, founder of independent record label Mischief Entertainment. And my favorite thing to do is be on this podcast with my bestie, Lights, Camera, Convo. And today I have my other daughter from another mother.
Yes, your other daughter, my sister, my real sister, Rawan Chaya. Hi, Rawan.
Hi, Mama Raj and Bestie Walid.
How are you, sis?
I'm good. I'm so excited to be here and to catch up.
We're so excited to have you. For those tuning in, Rawan is known for her powerhouse vocals and unique songwriting style, which has captured global audiences with her music. She is officially a Sephora Sounds artist, which we'll hear more about today, and her sound includes urban pop and R&B with Arab undertones, which brings a very distinct and original sound. I'll be the first to be a witness that she had this passion from a young age. Age 7 was singing around the house. It really was a pivotal moment, though, after doing many shows, musicals, and plays, when Rawan, at a young age of 15, was the lead in the Disney DC premiere of High School Musical live on stage. And that solidified that that's where she was meant to be, singing on stage and in the studio. She finished school in Virginia, where we grew up. Then Rawan relocated to Lebanon for university and formed a band. All right. She launched her live performances throughout the city of Beirut and in the Middle East. She's gained more recognition by participating in The Voice Arabia, solidifying her presence in the Middle Eastern scene. My sister Rawan, she builds on her Middle Eastern fan base. She made the leap to Los Angeles to join me, to join you, Kavita, just a couple years ago, and is pursuing music full time. Currently, her music is making waves worldwide, featured on radio stations internationally. She's, like I said, a Sephora Sounds artist, and she is releasing more singles and music videos, and we're going to get some sneak peeks today. Welcome back.
Can't wait to hear that.
Thank
Welcome,
you so much for
Rawan.
that was an amazing intro.
Yeah.
Yes.
So awesome.
Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Yes, we are so excited to have you here. Now, usually we ask our guests how we met.
Yeah.
And I think it's
Yeah,
funny.
so Walid, how did you and Rawan meet?
It is a good story, though, you know, and I do want to tell you about it. My mom brought Rawan home from the hospital when I was 4 years old, and I was jealous. And the first thing I did was I took her in her little baby carriage, and I put it under the dining room table. I was trying to hide her. I didn't want her to get the attention. We both wanted the spotlight from such a young age.
If they can't see her, they may just forget
about it. Forget about it.
Yeah.
So that's how we met. But Kavita, you met Rawan obviously through me.
Yes. Oh my God. But you know, it's so funny that I have heard about you way before I met you, right?
Yes.
So my knowing Walid for 9 years was one of the first meetings that we had was him talking about your music.
Yes.
What a proud brother. What
Absolutely.
a proud, business entrepreneur, artist manager energy Walid always has, right?
Yeah.
He was talking about you. He was actually sharing what your whole journey was, where this began. And, you were then in Lebanon. You were, I think, wrapping up college, if I remember right. And here we all are in LA around the same time. And I moved 2 years ago. You moved 2 years ago. Walid moved 4 years ago. So it's just been like
Divine
destiny,
timing.
divine
Yes.
timing.
Yes.
And I've seen you blossom and grow in this journey. Tell us a lot about, how this all started for you,
Yes.
where this journey began, and in your own words, what, is the sauce to where you are today?
So, you know what? I've always loved music. My brother has been such a big part of it.
Yep.
And when we were younger, he'd be like, I have a musical that I'm putting on for the community. I know you have a good voice, but you need to audition.
Okay.
I always made Rawan
Always.
audition.
He's so rude.
Because you need to learn to audition, though. It's a skill in itself.
That's true. Honestly, that taught me a lot.
I'm sure. No, absolutely.
Props.
Yeah.
So after doing that, I was like, okay, I think I like this. And then he submitted me to a talent show, like a state competition one day. And I was like, okay, this could be fun.
And you sang, if we can share, I think it was Kelly Clarkson.
Breakaway, baby.
And you sang a Jennifer Hudson song. Or Dreamgirls or something like that.
That was for another one.
Okay.
We did One Night Only.
One Night Only.
Oh, I love that.
We were Broadway babies,
Yeah, yeah,
Kavita.
yeah.
You know that. Me and you, Kavita, we went to Broadway shows all the time in
Together,
New
yeah.
York.
So fun.
But that audition process was like the stepping stone, right?
Yeah.
That was like
Yes. So that he even went with me, like he mentored me through it all. He was like,
Yeah.
okay, you got to be confident going up there. And then they were like, okay, you made it.
And Rawan was like 12 years old doing this
I was
at the
so
point.
little.
You know, she was very young. She was a preteen.
Yeah. Mhm.
You know, and people were singing in these competitions all over.
Right.
But I do want to talk more about that shortly. We're going to get into the nitty gritty, how Rawan got started, what she's working on now, and even a chance to listen to some of her songs.
Yeah.
So tell us, the week before last was Grammys week. It was very busy for you and for any, you know, songwriter, singer in LA alike.
Yep.
So what was that experience like? It was, what, 3-4 days plus lots of prep for weeks before. Tell us everything.
First of all, I was so excited. Like, I did not know it was going to be as eventful as it was.
Uh-huh.
But then the Sephora team was like, okay, listen, it's a whole entire week that's jam-packed. You're going to have to find a way to like make sure you can make it to all these events. And here I was like, oh, don't worry, for sure. Little do you know, I got like 20 hours of sleep that whole week. But it was so much fun.
So fun.
Yes.
We started off with like a Republic Records party. That was an amazing experience and getting to meet so many talented people. And then Thursday was my favorite event. It was Women in the Mix.
So it was Grammys Women in the Mix event.
Yes.
Wow.
A pre-party
Yeah.
to honor and celebrate women in the music industry. And that's where I got to perform Wanna Rock and a song I haven't even released yet called Body.
Nice. Oh my God, so they got a little preview.
Exactly. I thought, you know what? It was such a special space with amazing women. Like, why not do it there?
Yeah.
And the feedback was amazing. Just to be in the presence of so many influential, successful women
Yep.
was truly amazing. And it made that performance different from any other performance I've ever had.
Yep.
And then we closed it off with a fun party from United Masters. And we also had like a fun dinner with the Sephora team. But shout out to People Magazine, Sephora, and the Recording Academy because they did that. And I'm so honored to have been a part of it all.
That is so incredible. I mean, you are like a beautiful fit for these brands. And what a great way as an artist to also start your brand collaboration, that whole journey and process, right?
Yeah.
It's incredible. And Grammys week is like just the most exciting, pivotal week
Exactly.
for an artist. Is this your first year doing the Grammy week with so many events? Have you been a member?
I'm still not a member,
Okay.
actually. I need to figure that out.
Yep.
But yes, this was like my first week with like all these Grammy events. And you know what? I've never felt more inspired than I
Yep.
do now.
Yep.
Especially getting to meet all these amazing people. I'm so looking forward to next year.
Yes.
I'm already waiting. And it just
Absolutely.
ended.
Yes.
Absolutely. No, this is so incredible. What are some of the numerous accomplishments you've had along the way? What is like this pivotal moment in this last year or two in LA that has made you feel like, okay, this is something I need to give my 500% to, as you've been doing and as we've all been enjoying?
Sephora Sounds is obviously like at the top, but I would say before that, it was my songwriting.
Yes.
You know, I love being a pop star and just, you know, performing and everything, but getting to be behind the scenes and working with other artists and writing for them. I got to do a few demos. I can't really say much about for who, but I got to do a few demos for some really big artists, and that was an incredible experience. You know, it didn't really hit me till I was sitting in the studio, like recording, and I was like, oh my God. Like, this is such a surreal, amazing, like I'm writing for this artist who I
Yep.
listen to all the time.
Yep.
And so it was at that moment where I was like, okay, everything's starting to come like full circle. And finally, like, just, it was so wholesome. It was really amazing.
Yeah, and also now you're producing as well. You know, you have so much production experience. Tell us about how that came about as well, and how it was so important for you to have that too.
So, you know what? I'm very picky, and I'm so particular about having Arab undertones in my music. It matters
Yes.
so much to me.
Yep.
And so every time I would link up with a producer, shout out to all the producers I've worked with. They're all really amazing and talented. But like, I just wasn't able to convey the vision in my head. You know, sometimes it's really hard to translate that.
Yeah.
So I just felt like me making my own music I was able to do that more.
Yep.
And you know what? It's just more, I feel like it's more, my sound becomes more original because it's all coming from me. But what's really fun about that whole experience is I start to write differently when I'm producing, as opposed to writing with a producer who's already making a beat. So the whole music process turns into something completely different, which I love and makes me a better artist because I'm then experimenting in different ways.
Yeah, and when you take control of it, right? It's like your vision coming to life.
Exactly.
And shout out to bringing your roots into the music. And, as someone of Indian origin, growing up, I think I can speak for so many South Asians. Yeah. The Arab tones, the melodies are something that we all grew up loving in so many Bollywood movies. And it's something that still is such a fascinating, attractive piece in
our worlds
the music.
Are very similar.
Oh, very similar. And the music's, colliding. That it's just so incredible. And for you to bring that to your beautiful, big pop, empowering sound.
Thank you.
It's very exciting for me as a fan listening,
Yes, and we're going to listen to some of Rawan's music in a couple minutes during another segment and, learn more about what inspired your music. I'm curious to know, how do you feel that your role as a Sephora sounds artist has impacted your career trajectory? And tell us a little bit more about what even is a Sephora sounds artist.
Ooh, I love that question. So Sephora Sounds launched a new program called Sephora Sounds, and it's where they give exposure to emerging artists so that they can have a platform to showcase their talents and express themselves more. For me, I love being a part of it, not just because of what they do, but because I love makeup. And as you can see, I got pink eyeliner on, guys.
Gorgeous.
Right.
But I love experimenting with makeup and different ways of being creative. Like I really love doing that. So being signed to them is exceptional for me because of those two things. Now, being with them has helped my trajectory because I've been able to meet so many different people that I wouldn't have met otherwise.
Right.
For example, Women in the Mix. I mean, you came with me, Walid.
I was with Rawan at that Grammys event.
Saw how much you enjoyed it.
And, I had to play momager.
Yep.
And every time she met someone cool, I was like, can I get a pic of you too? Can I get a pic? Because A, networking, right? It's not always easy. It's easier with friends and more fun that way. But B, I genuinely, Kavita, was so impressed with Rawan, with the people you're meeting.
Yes.
With the Women in the Mix Grammys event that, I wanted that memory also to send to our mom who's overseas.
Yes.
Shout out to Kelly, to Dad, to fam in Lebanon and beyond. But, it was a really proud moment. And Rawan, I'm glad you mentioned that this opportunity has brought you great network. Yep. But I do want you to also explain a little more, what does it mean to be a sounds artist? What do you do for their makeup line?
Oh, okay. So this is so much fun. I get to do some of their campaigns.
Ooh.
I love working with concepts
Yes.
and writing for a specific theme.
Yes.
It's so fun as a songwriter and as a singer. So I've got to do that a little bit. And honestly, I'm not a morning person, but girl, I'll be waking up early now. I'm like, I'm ready.
Yeah.
Whatever time.
What's on my plate? Let's do it.
It's easier to wake up early when you're doing what you love.
Yeah.
So it sounds like Sephora has you create music, jingles, lyrics, sounds for their product line.
Yes.
This
Awesome.
is the beginning of so many amazing things to come for you because this is, there's so much to be said. When a brand appreciates your talent and finds a way to collaborate, that's the beginning of so many great things. This
I love
is
you,
exciting.
Sephora Sound.
Yes.
Yes. And Rawan, Kavita and I love this question, and you've been at all these Grammy parties. We want you to name drop at least 5 celebrities that you casually bumped into at exclusive parties.
Ooh, okay. The first one is Jordan Sparks.
Jordan Sparks. And there's a little story behind Jordan.
Shout out to that queen.
She came up to you after your performance at the Grammys, Women in the Mix. And she told you, she was singing your song, Rawan, and she told you she loved it.
Yeah, that was really crazy because I grew up listening to her.
I love her.
Like, I know every song. I saw her on American Idol. She's such a queen.
We love you, Jordan Sparks.
Jordan. Shout out to you, girl.
And come be on our show, Lights, Camera, Convo.
Oh my God, yes.
And so, just to witness that and to have her sing my own song, I was like, this is amazing.
Yeah.
So she's one of the few.
And then who else have you bumped into at parties?
Oh my gosh, John Legend and Charlie Puth's manager, Ty. She's amazing. She was the keynote speaker of the event.
But just not just that event, but in general. I know you've French Montana. You've also met him and the crew.
Oh, of course, French Montana, Chris Brown.
Chris Brown. I mean, hello.
That was really cool because I love his music.
Yeah.
Who else? I'm trying to think.
I want you to think a little bit more because you put yourself out there, and from Chris Brown, French Montana, from Jordan Sparks, the list of people you're rubbing shoulders with is incredible. We're going to dive in after this break a little more about your collaborations, your work, and even listen to your music, all right? Right after
Exciting
this break.
things to come.
Yeah. About to
Rawan.
listen to Rawan Chaya's song Confident. Are you excited,
I am
Kavita?
so excited. Is this Rawan's iHeartRadio debut or have you been on radio before?
That's my debut.
No!
iHeartRadio
This is
debut
insane.
on Ruckus Avenue
I'm obsessed with this song, so can't wait for the world to listen.
Yes, so we're going to go ahead and play Confident, which you can stream on all major platforms. We're going to start off at the second verse just for time's sake, just so we get a sample and a reaction, but all of our listeners and viewers can find the full song on Spotify, Apple Music, and all platforms. So Rawan, hit play on Confident and let's have a listening party.
Let's go.
I go harder, I work smarter, live my truth. I'm a winner, always get up when I lose. My money game strong, mama saw that long. Cashing in on time, yeah, mine is on the grind, yeah. Call to my power and it saves me. Made up my mind, forget the maybes. With the drama, I don't bother, yeah, I leave it up to karma. I am focused, so devoted, love my body, my physique. Taking steps and taking leaps. Dream of love, me, yeah. Me and all my confident girls. We on top of the world. Show up, show up. Go up, go up. I wake up confident. I'm here to break the rules. On time bar. I don't do what I'm told. I wake up confident. My heart is made of gold, and I deserve to have it all. I wake up confident. I'm here to break the rules. I'm powerful. I don't do what I'm told. I wake up confident. I'm taking thrones. I do them all. And I deserve to have it all. I'm so proud of myself. I won't let go of this feeling. You wish you knew how it felt. I am royal, I'm unique. Love my body, my physique. Taking steps and taking leaps. Dream of love, me, yeah. Me and all my confident girls. We on top of the world. Show up, show up. Go up, go up. I wake up confident. I'm here to break the rules. I'm powerful. I don't do what I'm told. I wake up confident. My heart is made of gold, and I deserve to have it all. I wake up confident. I'm here to break the rules. I'm powerful. I don't do what I'm told. I wake up confident. I'm taking thrones. I do them all, and I deserve to have it all. I wake up confident. I'm here to break the rules. Powerful. I don't do what I'm told. I wake up confident. I'm taking thrones. I do them all. Hey, confident. I am powerful. I'm confident. I'm taking thrones. I do them all.
Oh my gosh.
Wow,
Right?
that was awesome.
You know, you took us back and brought us here in time as well. It's so fresh. It's got such a poppy, amazing sound, but it's got these beautiful melodies that we all just
like these
want to
disco
crave and
undertones that are familiar but
beautiful-
something new.
Exactly, like fresh disco. I feel like gloss, silver, shimmery outfit, walking into a nightclub with a glass of champagne in my hand, and just looking
Don't forget the
great,
champagne.
and the song playing, and I'm just like feeling myself,
Yes,
I'm
that's
feeling
the
so
image.
Fire, and then the Middle Eastern undertones, the sounds, just bring me back to like home. You were just killed
I
it.
love that.
Moment.
Yeah, I know.
And
Should I write the bio of the song?
Yes, that was Confident by Rawan Chaya, guys. Yes.
Oh, you guys are the best.
Love
husband.
this song,
And I
guys.
want to highlight, like you said, it makes me feel my best or something like that.
Yeah.
That is what the song's supposed
Yeah.
to do. And I love that you said that.
Yes.
Yes. So Sephora was scouting to find their sounds artists. And Rawan, tell us a little bit about that, because I believe what you shared was they ventured upon your music and songs like Confident.
Yes. So they were looking for not just emerging artists, but artists who use music to empower others. And so, they're really big on self-expression and empowerment through self-expression. So they loved my tracks, That Girl and Confident, because that is exactly what they do. And it's really important to me to use my platform to influence girls like me. Because I think even Rhea says
Yeah,
this within her music.
absolutely.
I really wish I saw artists like me
Look like you.
growing up.
Absolutely.
Just to be more realistic,
Absolutely.
So
And
I
you guys
really-
didn't have that much growing up. So,
Exactly.
you had to become that.
Exactly.
Yes,
But
yes.
shout out to Sephora for doing that for artists.
Yes.
Absolutely. And so they discovered the song Confident and That Girl, and it was really in the tone of what they also have a vision for.
Right.
right in line.
Shout out to the brands that, emphasize representation, right?
Thank you.
Emphasize
So important.
platforms
Yes.
for underrepresented people. And it is just, it makes such a difference in your world. It makes such a difference in your journey as an artist. And to see that elevation is like so empowering.
It really is.
It's so inspiring. Like I'm watching and I'm like getting goosebumps.
Yes, and you guys can listen to That Girl and Confident, both songs, plus Rawan's other hits on, like I said, Spotify, Apple. Rawan, how can we find you on social media?
I'm on all platforms, Instagram, TikTok. It's Rawan Chaya, just my first and last name.
Let's spell that.
RAWANCHAYA. Contrary to what everyone wants to spell it as, RO.
Yeah, it's RAWAN, Rawan Chaya. Sister, you've participated in several singing competitions, like the Voice Arabia Universal Music Group's Aloft competition, which you placed as a top contender, and others. What have you learned from those experiences?
Those were so much fun. I was actually scouted by a talent scout for the Voice Arabia. I didn't even know that was a thing. And both of those experiences taught me how to work well under pressure and how to improvise.
Yeah.
Because they will literally be like, okay, sing this song.
Oof.
All right, because as a singer, you should be able to do that,
Right.
right? And so for me, it taught me how to work well under pressure. But that was for the Aloft competition. That was the first time I had written a song fully from beginning to end in one night because they needed it the next day. They're like, you just placed, and we want to hear your final song.
Oh my God.
And so that was I was living in Iraq at the time. I went back to Lebanon. Did a song in one day, went back, and I was like, it is what it is. I'm just gonna sit back now and let
So
the world do
proud.
what it needs to do.
Yeah.
And it really helped me in
I
understanding.
believe you were in the top 10 for that.
Yes,
Yeah.
top 10.
But that's the thing, right? I mean, you grew up in the US and then you went back to Lebanon after
Yes.
high school. What were those years like? I mean, you've clearly had incredible experiences in those years that, kind of cemented this music journey of yours. But what was that whole phase like? And before you moved to the US to pursue this completely?
So moving to Lebanon was, we always used to go in the summers, but like it was different living there. I definitely, even going there, I experienced culture shock because I wasn't used to so many different things. Like one time I showered and the water just stopped. And I was like, hey, Mom, like what's going on here? She's like, girl, you finished all the water.
So for those that don't know, Kavita, I know you get
We
this.
know.
In our homeland, we have water gallons on the roof of buildings, and you don't drink that water. It's like when you go to Mexico, you don't drink the water. It's not fresh water. And Rawan used all the water in the tank.
You just let it run, didn't you? That's what that's like
She was taking a nice
shower
American
101
shower.
in India and Lebanon and all of that is like you just
Turn off the water
turn
in
it off
between your...
Yeah.
Oh, girl.
I burns a bit like,
We're so
humbled.
fortunate to
I
have
was
some. That
humbled.
was a culture shock
Yeah.
for
Yes,
you.
that in itself. But
Plus much more.
much more.
Right.
Yes, but eventually I grew to love Lebanon, and then I started performing live, and I love the scene, and I got to watch so many people perform in Arabic, and for me that was a whole new world.
Yeah.
because our scale is different,
Right.
Like you guys,
Yep.
right? And so I just admired it so much and wanted to try to find a way to like incorporate it in my music, and I really fell in love with it. So when it came time to leave, I was actually sad. Like I went there feeling so upset.
Rawan arrived to Lebanon so upset that we were moving. She was moving there.
Shared those
She was a teenager.
Oh, yeah.
And then, she ended up making really at home, and it's influenced her work. We're going to go to a break in just a sec. But when we come back, Rawan's going to share some inspiration, a sneak peek about her upcoming project, a fun game, and we're going to listen to another amazing song. Rawan, we're going to continue to get to know you. And for the next segment to follow, we're going to hear more music. So stay tuned, folks. You're in for another treat.
Yes.
Yes.
And what a week you've had, the Grammy week. And now we are going to be listening to some of your new music. It is insanely exciting. Through this journey, I'm sure you've also encountered some challenges, some struggles in this whole process as, artists do. Can you share with us some of these and how you kind of went around them and how you dealt with them and just how you accepted?
Yeah, of course. So I think I had two main challenges. The first being trying to prove to my family that being an artist is a career.
Yes.
It is. I don't want to be an engineer. I don't want to be no doctor.
Yeah.
I want to be an artist.
Yep.
But you know what? I did try other avenues just because I don't want to say no to something without having tried it first.
Of course.
So I definitely did. But I always came back to music.
Yeah.
So that was the first thing. The second thing is learning to work through perfectionism. That little voice in your head drives me crazy, and it really ruins the process when you're making a song. And I learned that no song is ever done.
Yes.
You can always go back
Yeah.
and fix it or do something or add to it, right? So I'm learning to work through perfectionism by letting go.
Yeah.
That's a common theme I've always been getting through in my meditations for the past year.
I love.
So I will say this. I remember during Christmas time last year, I meditated so heavily, and I was like, for the next song I make, I really just want to let go and just love it for what it is.
Yeah.
And that is the song I performed for Women in the Mix.
Love.
And it was the easiest process.
Is that one of the new ones?
Yeah, the song called Body.
Body.
Oh my
When is
God,
that one going to drop?
Yeah. I was
So
gonna
that
say.
one's coming out in March.
March. Body.
Yes.
Yes.
And so that was such a fun experience, and basically learning to just shut that, that voice in your head off is something that I'm really working on, and it's made the experience so much better.
Absolutely. There is just no time to be wasted on such thoughts, right?
Exactly.
And I understand as a parent of two perfectionists, it really is so difficult because you really want to tell them to get out of their own way. Yes. You want to say, hey, do this. It's a work in progress. It is like you said, that's why remixes exist, girlfriend, right?
Yes.
Because you can take your own song and be like, hey, I kind of wanted to do this to the song, so here goes this
fun.
remix. And you release a 6-song EP of the same song.
That's true.
And
Yes.
you have 6 versions of it.
Yep.
And then when you're really satisfied with everything, you can be like, okay.
There we go.
Yeah.
Now I think I'm good.
Yeah.
So, to not delay that first one is so important. So very proud of you
Yeah,
for
thank you.
circumventing that really huge issue. And then the cultural thing I get as someone
Yes.
of, Asian American descent. I understand.
Yeah.
Our parents grew up telling us, be a doctor, be a lawyer, be an accountant.
Yeah.
And I told my mom and dad, I will play a doctor on TV. I'll play a lawyer in a movie. And I have done that.
That is
and same
so
for Rawan, Rawan, you heard the same thing, obviously growing up, together.
Yeah.
And you also have a love and a passion for being an educator.
Yep.
How has it been having that, be your side hustle as many artists do, but also being so passionate about educating?
I think being a teacher is such a privilege.
Yes.
Because you're really shaping the minds of children. And so I never took that for granted ever. I love my job because I was able to incorporate music within the curriculum, which
love.
was so
So cool.
fun.
Remember that, yeah.
And so, for example, one of my students, he was like, this is boring. I'm like, you're right. It is so boring. Let's jazz it up and let's make a song as your study guide.
Oh my God,
And
right?
so I just had so much fun with my job. Like,
Yeah.
we found creative ways. School should not be boring.
Yes.
You should definitely find a way to stimulate the minds of these young children. And so that's what I did. I always found ways to still make it very passionate for me because I love teaching. But now, thankfully, I'm able to pursue music full time.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to leave that behind, which was really, really hard for me. But I've always known music is going to be at the forefront of everything for me.
But that was such an important part of this journey, right?
Yes.
The discovering that part of yourself
Yes.
must have allowed you to introspect so much on your own way of learning, on somebody else's way of learning. And it is a gift to be able to give someone cater to their way of learning and to be able to
Personalize
intuitively,
it. Yes. And
do
it taught
that.
me to be a better songwriter.
Yeah.
Because of all the vocabulary and English lessons I had to teach, girl.
Yes, you're going to be writing lyrics like Mariah Carey.
Yeah.
I love that queen.
Yes.
Also, right? I mean, we have to live life to be able to create. What are you writing about? You're writing about all of these different life experiences, right?
Yep.
This and other things, I'm sure, wake you up excited in the morning.
Absolutely.
Tell us about what gets you going.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. So recently I've had, as you guys mentioned earlier, Sephora campaigns, right?
Yep.
So I'll sleep super excited in my notepad, writing down the ideas I have. I'll wake up in the morning. You know, when you first initially open your eyes and you're like, I'm going to go back to sleep for a few minutes. I don't do that.
Yeah.
I wake up immediately. I'm like, I'm ready to go. I do my vocal warm-ups. I work out and I go straight to
It's
recording.
that joy. Yeah.
Because I'm so excited. Not to say that I wasn't before, but I think it's also really important to point out that sometimes I wake up just to go on a walk because I love being in the sun.
Yeah.
I never and you know this about me, I've had a really hard time finding balance within the music world. And I recently just met an A&R. Her name is Erica. I felt like this was a sign from the universe. She literally told me, make sure to find something outside of music that you love. Disconnect because it's so important. Your whole world shouldn't just be music.
Yeah.
So for me, even waking up to go on a hike, I love hiking and being in nature.
Yeah.
So it's those things as well.
Of course, right? A wholesome 360 life.
Exactly.
It's called work-life balance for
Yes.
a good reason, right? Yes, we all do what we love. We're privileged to do that.
Yeah.
But even as artists, you need to connect with nature, yourself,
Exactly.
spirit.
Recharge.
So, as we continue the segment, we're going to move into some games, rapid fire style. The first one is in 30 seconds or less, and I'm going to put you on the clock. What advice would you give to your younger self, a little Rawan, 10, 20 years ago, not knowing what you know now? What would you say to her? 30 seconds, go.
Don't compare yourself to others. You are so special and unique in your own way. There are so many times where I've done that and it's just brought me down. But now all the things that make me different are the reason why I am where I am today. So just to embrace who you are and exactly what you look like, what you believe in, where you're from, all those things.
Awesome. That was right under 30. Speaking of 30 seconds, it's going to lead us in now to our next game. We're going to play this or that. One of me and Kavita's favorite to get to know you a little more. We're going to do 2 30-second rounds, and you're going to answer as many as you can rapid fire style.
Let's go.
Cozy up to your mic and get ready. Kavita, are you ready, sis?
Yes, I am.
Both my sisses are here, my sis and my sis. All right, we're going to start the timer in 3, 2, singing or songwriting?
Singing.
Ooh, sunrise yoga or sunset meditation?
Sunset.
Beach vacation or mountain retreat?
Mountain retreat.
Cooking at home or dining out?
Dining out, baby.
Piano or guitar?
Piano.
Sweet or savory?
Savory.
Summer or winter?
Summer.
Road trips or flights?
Road trips all day.
Music or movies?
Music.
Barbecue or picnic?
Barbecue.
Daydreaming or exploring?
Daydreaming.
And we're at time. We're going to do one more round. Are you ready?
Yes, that was
We're going to
fun.
try to go twice as fast this time.
Okay.
Are you ready, team?
Let me keep
3.
it short.
After this wine, you're asking me to go fast.
Right?
I've got my glasses on and I'm being like, would you like?
Oh my gosh. All right, here we go. 3, 2. Pop or R&B?
Pop.
Comedy clubs or music concerts?
Music concert.
Solo performance or collaboration?
Solo performance.
Flip-flops or hiking boots?
Hiking boots.
High energy or soulful ballads?
Soulful ballads.
Fiction or non-fiction?
Fiction.
Writing lyrics or composing melodies?
Melodies.
Fancy dinner out or cozy night in?
Fancy dinner out.
Performing in a club or live?
Live.
Awesome. That brings us to time, and that is the end of our segment. We'll be right back after this break. And it's time for our trivia.
Oh my God, this is exciting.
Yes.
Don't ask me any hard questions.
Okay,
Always.
so, we're going to ask a fun question. We usually keep it music related, South Asian related, something along those lines. And this one's definitely music related. Strong, powerful female. Which one of those strong, powerful female artists holds the record for the most Grammy Awards won with a total of 27 wins? Is it A, Taylor Swift, B, Mariah Carey, C, Beyonce, or D, Britney Spears?
No, I love all those queens so much.
Yeah.
You and Kavita think you know the answer?
I think
I
I
know,
do. I think I
right?
do. I'm
Okay,
gonna
on the
let you
count,
say it.
let's say it on the count of three. You two say it at
Okay.
the same time.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Taylor Swift.
No, it is Beyonce. Beyonce holds the most Grammy Awards with 27 wins.
Yeah, that is
It's
so
Beyonce.
incredible.
So much love for Beyonce.
Yes, we love you, Queen
Taylor.
B.
Yes.
We love all our
Them all.
we love
They're
all our
also music.
musicians.
But you know what? It's Beyonce, the queen, and she is
Queen B.
Yeah,
I mean, her name is Queen B.
Quite literally.
she's
I didn't make that up.
the most, and that's
Yes.
Incredible.
So we always like to do a little bit of trivia. It's just fun for all of us. A nice little icebreaker as we move on now to our next segment, which is diving into more of your music, Rawan. Rawan, we are so excited to listen to Wanna Rock, also the iHeartRadio Ruckus Avenue Radio premiere on the stream. So let's go ahead and get it queued up.
Yes.
We're going to play Wanna Rock, and then we'll talk about it right after with more about the making. Here's Wanna Rock.
I wanna rock right now. From the house to the party, we go out. We go run the town for the night. I wanna rock right now. From the hills to the city, we go out. We go run the town for the night. Like, whoa. I'm tired of the boring. Wanna live in color in the moment. Spread my wings, just soaring. So long till 6 in the morning. Chasing thrills tonight, baby, we on fire. Me and my girls just wanna feel alive. In the club, we ride on the beat, with the song playing on repeat. Wanna ride through our bodies. Oh, 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 oh. I wanna rock right now. From the hills to the city, we go out. We go run the town for the night. Like, whoa. Baby, are you ready to go? Dance floors and fashion lights, we explore. No limits, we're so out of control. Spotlight on us everywhere we go. Everywhere that I've been, all the eyes on me. The way I look, how I move, it's my energy. I ain't tryna be my man, you ain't got no G. Better get you better before you talk to me. I wanna rock right now. From the house to the party, we go out. We go run the town for the night. Like, whoa. I wanna rock right now. From the hills to the city, we go out. We go run the town for the night. Like, whoa. You know you wanna lose control. You know you wanna. No inhibitions, just let go. No inhibitions, baby, just let go. I wanna rock right now. From the house to the party, we go out. We go run the town for the night. Like, whoa. I wanna rock right now. From the hills to the city, we go out. We go run the town for the night. Like, whoa.
Oh my God, guys! That was Wanna Rock by Rawan Chaya. This is her global debut on iHeartRadio.
That's Ruckus Avenue Radio. We love it, Rawan.
Thank you,
What
Ruckus
was it
Avenue
like
Radio.
making that song Wanna Rock? It's such a club beat. When I listen to it in the car, that bass hits. When I heard you perform it at the Grammys, Women in the Mix, everyone was getting out of their seat. You could hear it from the speakers hitting their face with the vibrations. Tell us about making such a upbeat hit.
This song was so by far the most fun song I've ever been able to make. Walid, you tell me so many times, like, I know you love R&B. Let's do something upbeat,
Right.
girl. And this just came so naturally. So I was
Yeah.
like, he's gonna love this one.
He's-
Which
yeah.
I'm so glad.
Yes.
He did it. But you know, it's funny. I actually started the song like a year ago. And there was like, we all loved it and everything, but there was something about it that I was just like, it's not ready yet. I had inspiration a few months ago that just randomly hit, and I pulled it up on my on my computer, and then I just wrote this whole song and scrapped everything I did before, and it became what it was today. And being able to perform it for the Women at the Women in the Mix event.
That's insane.
That was crazy. Just seeing them all bounce to it and dance. Like everyone brought their guitar and it was like acoustic, and then I go on stage and it's like boom.
Also, it was a Thursday at 12:30 p.m.
Yeah.
It was the luncheon with all these huge women from music labels, also, performers. We mentioned Jordan Sparks was there.
Yeah.
I mean, there were some incredible people, and it was such a lovely 12:30 lunch with, like Rawan said, guitar, beautiful melodies. And then, Rawan, your first song that you did, Body, was very much in that tone.
Yeah.
And then she, really gave it up. That bass came in, and people came up to you afterwards. And were like, that bass was hitting, and the cups on the table were shaking at the luncheon. And it was incredible. And you got us out of our seat. They said that to you. You got us out of our seat.
Obviously, you're just moving.
Yes.
You want to move. Like,
Yes.
I mean, that's...
You want to rock.
That's also what...
rock.
Yeah.
It's like this beautiful fusion
What's
of...
the inspiration?
So that song is about, Wanna Rock is about being able to find the balance in life and stepping out of your daily routines and just having fun.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's so important to have fun.
Cheers, more of that.
Right?
that,
Cheers
yeah.
We
to
love
that.
to have fun. That's why we have our wine on our show. And if you're listening along, we hope you're also having a drink. So, Rawan, when you attended the Grammys event the week before last and performed Wanna Rock, you also were slaying some incredible looks. You look amazing today. You especially looked great on that red carpet. I saw those Getty images. You were really looking fly. Tell us a little bit about how you put together your looks. I know the jewelry you're wearing today and that you wore at the event are from, I believe, is it Etika?
It is Etika.
Etika, so tell us more about it.
Shout out to Etika. So I'm wearing Etika bracelets, rings, and these necklaces. I chose to partner with them not only because they have quality pieces, but also because they're really big on women empowerment, which I'm always, purpose matters so much to me. And I believe, if I'm not wrong, 99.9% of their team is composed of women.
Love.
Wow.
Which I just want to give them a round of applause for that.
Just even getting a number that high is incredible.
It's so cool.
That's
Yeah,
incredible.
and they want to work with artists like you, similar to how Sephora is. And Rawan, the brand alignment is so important. So how does an artist listening to this today really figure that out? Everyone's having trouble figuring out when you get started what kind of artist you are. What is my niche? What is my genre? How do you really zoom in on that so specifically to then be able to attract a brand?
That is one thing I had a huge problem with in the beginning. I would say just let go. You can't force yourself to find what your sound is. You have to do it through experimentation and practice. It takes a long time. I think they say it takes 10,000 hours to really know what your
Your skills are.
Yeah,
Fine.
like in your profession.
letting it organically develop, right?
Exactly. And so for me, that's, what helped me solidify my sound, and everything came naturally after that. It's really, again, it goes back to learning how to let go.
Yep.
Yes, and Shri, your husband, Kavita, did you forget he's your husband? Shri, your husband, Kavita, our
Bit
good
of wine.
friend. He, he's mentioned this many times before when talking about Rhea and Laura's music too, is that they had to listen to the audience. They had to listen to what the listeners were liking and responding to. And Rhea's mentioned this too. She goes, I read the comments, and sometimes the fans have asked for X, Y, Z. And so I give it to them. Rawan, in a similar way, have you been interacting with your fans on social media or your friends? Do you take into account what people's interests are online?
Absolutely. So I started doing R&B is my first love.
Yep.
So I really started doing my ballads and R&B songs and stuff like that. So lots of soul music. And then a lot of people wanted to see more upbeat stuff, which is where I started with Confident,
Right.
That Girl, and now Wanna Rock.
Right.
And so it's been a really nice transformation. It's also helped me become a better artist as well. And it's just been so much fun.
It is always wonderful when you see upbeat pop dance, empowering numbers to still have that strong vocal foundation beneath it. The thick chords are just incredible.
Yes.
And it's great when as a listener, you get to enjoy both.
Yes, and we're going to hear a little bit more from Rawan when we come back after this break.
We just heard some incredible music and cannot wait for your new releases coming up shortly. Tell us some of your inspirations and what really just motivates you. Who are some artists and producers, songwriters that you dream to collaborate with?
So growing up, I listened to a lot of Christina Aguilera. I mean, you know, that is my
Christina.
queen.
Hey,
Yes.
we love
There you go.
Christina.
Walid, you know,
I
Walid
hear
can
that.
sing too, by the way.
Right? He actually can.
He's a great singer.
And I think that's where I get like my deep, like, I don't know, my
That
deep
soul.
thick.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That belt.
she's so good at I mean, I would love to collaborate with her. She's amazing.
I've loved Christina ever since I can
Right?
remember.
Like-
and I've loved Britney, but there's no competition.
Oh,
We
her
just
too.
support all queens.
We love both so
Yeah.
very much. And a producer that I've always wanted to work with, he's also from Virginia. Shout out to Virginia, is Timbaland.
Ah,
Yes.
yes, of course.
Timbaland is one of my favorite producers, whether it's producing for Missy Elliott, Nelly Furtado, Justin Timberlake. He's had such a huge inspiration on my artistry, especially with like the urban pop sound.
Yep.
And so I know if we get into the studio together, we would make a hit record. Come on,
Hit
Timbaland.
Yes.
record.
And also, you know what? The way he incorporates global sounds, he's like
That's what I
known
love
for
about
that.
him.
Right? The way he incorporates that, you know what? At the end of the day, a hit is a hit. And if you know which song to sample and take and do, is more
A
power to
hit
that.
is a hit.
You know, so
Musical
love
genius.
him. Yeah.
Yes.
That's awesome. And, you know, other artists that inspire you.
Oh my gosh, I have so many. Fayrouz, the Lebanese singer.
We call her the voice of the Middle East, the voice of peace in the Middle East, Fayrouz. She is like before even Madonna, she's our mother of music
Yeah.
in the Middle East. Yeah.
She's huge. And so, I mean, she inspired you.
She inspired me to get into filmmaking. I saw a musical that was with her music at age like 4 in Lebanon before Rawan was born.
Yeah.
And that led to that. And then here we are together making music and films and all that fun stuff. Speaking of films, actually, I think this is exciting. Rawan is doing just about all the music for my upcoming short film, Darn It, Darla.
Yes.
And so the film itself is about women fighting for better roles in Hollywood. It follows up a former child star named Naveen, whose manager, I also play the menacing manager, is trying to manipulate her into getting into some trouble so she can get press, because all press is good press, even
Yes.
if it's bad, and to perhaps lead her into a conservatorship. It's rather a dark comedy, but the whole point of it is they're fighting for women's roles in Hollywood. And I thought it would be so appropriate to showcase Rawan's music and have the music of the soundtrack for the film be a woman writer and someone who really is fighting for the same thing.
I love that.
What's
Love
that been
it.
like? What's it like having your music in a movie and, figuring out that medium?
I think it translates so differently when you have visuals behind it.
Yep.
In my opinion, I think it makes it so much more powerful, especially when you have a message like what Darn It Darla is conveying. And so I really love that. I'm always looking for sync opportunities and like
Yes.
commercials and stuff like that. So this is my first, and I think it's so cool. And what better way to kick it off than
Yes, you guys, we are running out of time. I can spend all the wine and the time in the world chatting with
No,
both
this
my
is so
sisters.
exciting,
favorite
and
people.
I love what you said about visuals, just
Yes.
elevating the feel of the song, right?
Yes.
It's just so
Rowan,
exciting.
before we go, what should we look for next?
So I have my next single, Body, dropping in March.
Love.
That is a super fun R&B vibe. I produced the whole thing, wrote it, recorded it. I don't know about mixing it yet, but I
We'll
basically touched it all, and so I really hope you guys like it.
Love it.
Yes, we'll be
Exciting.
following you. I know it's rawanchaya.com. Your socials at Rawan Chaya, RAWANCHAYA. And you can find our podcast at Lights Camera Conversation. You can find Kavita at Kavita Raj Mahal.
Thank you.
And you can find me at Walid, spelled WALID Shia. We are so excited to have you with us today, Rawan.
So
you
much
guys for having
excited for your next drop,
Yes.
Body.
Body, yaddy,
So
yaddy.
excited to have you.
I love you
Chat
guys.
with you.
Thank you
Yes,
so much.
thank you for being a guest today. I'm Walid Shaya,
I'm Kavita Raj.
And I'm Rawan Chaya.
and this is Lights
Camera.
Convo. Cheers.
You need it, lucky if